Steadfastness is stability sustained over time, not momentary, not occasional, but continuous, without deviation. Attention may be placed, attention may be stabilized, but steadfastness ensures it does not move. This is the 7-minute daily focus, day 108 of 365, to focus on the world within from the world without. Today's focus, the law of attention, steadfastness of attention. Pause for a moment. Steadfastness is stability sustained over time, not momentary, not occasional, but continuous, without deviation. Attention may be placed. Attention may be stabilized, but steadfastness ensures it does not move. Pause for a moment. Thought is within, effect is without. Thinking stands between. Attention holds thinking. Stability maintains position. Steadfastness prevents deviation. It is the refusal to leave the seed, regardless of appearance, regardless of condition, regardless of time. Thinking determines outcome. Attention determines what is sustained. Stability determines whether it remains. Steadfastness determines whether it is unshaken. So steadfastness is the highest form of continuity. It is continuity without interruption, without reaction, without deviation. There is a difference between remaining and being unmoved. Remaining may still fluctuate. Unmoved does not. Steadfastness is unmoved attention. It does not shift with results. It does not adjust with delay. It does not weaken with time. It remains exactly where it was placed. This is the distinction. Stable attention remains for a period, may return when it drifts, builds continuity. Steadfast attention does not drift, does not require return, is constant, unshaken. Recognition determines what is received. Attention determines what is sustained. Stability determines whether attention remains. Steadfastness determines whether attention is unmovable. Thinking determines what unfolds, and what unfolds becomes what is physically seen. So if you wish to complete, you must become steadfast, not in force, not in resistance, but in position, because steadfastness is not tension, it is certainty, it is the absence of movement, it is attention that no longer seeks elsewhere. This is where steadfastness becomes power. Not doubtfulness, not struggle, not force, not pressure, but immovability. Attention fixed within, thinking, continuous, unmoved by what is physically seen, because what is physically seen is always secondary to what is unfolding. So today, observe your attention over time, not in a moment, but across moments. Does it remain, or does it shift? Does it hold, or does it move? And if it moves, return. But as you return, reduce the distance of movement until attention no longer seeks to move, because steadfastness is developed. It is not forced, it is built through repeated stability until stability becomes natural, and what is natural becomes constant, and what is constant becomes unwavering. You are not forcing attention to remain. You are allowing it to settle, to become still, to recognize that it does not need to move because what it seeks is already within. You are allowing what already is to unfold. There is a deeper understanding to steadfastness. Steadfastness is not effort sustained. It is movement removed. It is the absence of the need to shift, because attention has recognized there is nowhere else to go. Pause. At first, attention must be guided, it must be returned, and it must be stabilized. But as stability strengthens, the need to return reduces, because the tendency to move weakens, and what once required effort becomes natural. This is the transition from returning to remaining, from remaining to being unmoved, from being unmoved to being established. And once established, attention no longer searches. It no longer seeks confirmation. It no longer checks for results. It remains because it knows. This is why steadfastness removes struggle, because struggle is movement. It is the attempt to reconcile what is within with what is seen. But when attention is steadfast, there is no reconciliation, there is only alignment. And alignment does not move. So what appears as discipline becomes stillness. What appears as effort becomes natural position. What appears as control becomes certainty. And in this certainty, thinking remains uninterrupted, unfolding continues, and expression becomes inevitable because nothing has disturbed the process, nothing has replaced the seed, nothing has interrupted continuity. So today, observe not only where attention is, but whether it seeks to move. Does it look elsewhere? Does it check for confirmation? Does it adjust to what is seen? Or does it remain without question? And if it seeks to move, do not resist it. Do not force it to stay. Simply recognize that movement is unnecessary. And in that recognition, movement reduces. And what reduces eventually disappears because steadfastness is not created. It is revealed when movement is no longer chosen. And when movement is no longer chosen, attention becomes still. And what is still remains without effort, without tension, without deviation. Now, the affirmation for day 108. Pause for a moment. Thinking is continuous. Through thought, I become aware that I am thinking. I think from within. I recognize from within, not from what is physically seen. My attention is steadfast. My attention does not move. I remain aligned with what is within. I remain unwavering. I sustain the seed through active thinking. I remain with it. And because I remain, it unfolds. And what unfolds must physically express. Remember, by design, by focus.